Hello, Scout. Welcome to the build challenge Lima. So this challenge was to build a personal watercraft. So we have 5 entries here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rules. Build challenge Lima. This challenge is to build a personal watercraft, one occupant only. The build size limited to 21 blocks long by 7 wide by 9 high. The only thing that can exceed the build area is the exclusion zone of the part. The exclusion zone is, for example, the part behind a handle, ladder, fluid port, etc. No XML blocks may exceed the build area. Infinite fuel and electric off, vehicle damage on. No glitches, no pivot, rocket wheel, exhaust deletion, negative mass, invisible micros, or any other glitches. New build not previously released to the workshop or started prior to the challenge. Rules: XML is cosmetic only, must be less than $5,000, must weigh less than 350. Control handles may pivot. All microcontrollers and components must be made by you, nothing from the workshop. Power, diesel, modular, direct drive. Testing methodology will spawn the personal watercraft at Northmire Outpost. Drive it around and test it out. Grading: spirit of the challenge. How well does it conform to the spirit of the challenge? 1 to 10. Human factors: how well am I able to interact with it? 1 to 10. Handling: 1 to 10. Aesthetics: 1 to 10. Workshop page: 1 to 10. There'll be a points winner, Captain's favorite, and the community favorite. Winners will be featured in the end credits of my videos until the next challenge winners. Winners will have Discord roles added. Here's the Nautic Star 292 personal watercraft jet ski. So really cool thumbnail here. I like that a lot. Some really cool pictures. Good to see. By Citrus. Hey there, this is my submission for Capricorn's build challenge. Lima. The challenge was to make a personal watercraft weighing less than 350 mass, costing less than $5,000, and within the 21 by 5 by 9 build size. Actually 21 by 7 by 9 build size. Chose to go with a jet ski type build, and I hope you'll like it. Enjoy. Specifications: 35 to 40 knots, 55 miles an hour, 60-liter fuel tank, 2-cylinder, 1200cc engine, mass 160, cost is $2,500. Real simple operation: AD is steering, W is throttle. Hotkey 1 is hold for reverse. Hotkey 6 is press to start the engine. Alright, so here we are with the Nautic Star, so let's go ahead and jump down there. We don't want to jump on it as it is pretty light. Alright, so I really like the design work on this. Like the lines. We got some XML work on this. It's not overdone. It's not overly shadowy or shimmery. I think it's tastefully done. Looks really nice. Looks like a little jet ski wave runner. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll jump on here. So we got 80 steering, WS throttle, 1 reverse, and 6 is start. So nice simple H menu there. So I like the look of it a lot. It really has that wave runner look to it. Nice to see a rope anchor on the front, so you could put this on a trailer if you wanted, or at least pick it up and move it around with a crane. Nice and stable so far. A little slow in the turning, I would say, but you know, it's nice and stable. I like the paint job a lot. The paint job is really kind of cool. It's especially reminiscent of some of those like 80s paint jobs you'd have on some of these personal watercrafts. So really cool job on the paint as well. But overall, great build. I really like how it looks. It's operating well. A little bit slow on steering, but again, that's kind of could be limited to where you are there. All right, excellent. So thanks for submitting the build, and we'll move on to the next one. And we have the Moist Minnow. So I like this thumbnail here. I like the little fish. Good name on there. Very cool. So some good pictures here, a video. I like the design, nice and compact. It's by Alistair. The Moist Minnow, built for my challenge. This is a no XML build. That's good to see every once in a while. It's nice to see, you know, people just using the same parts that we all have. So you know, I understand why people use XML. I liked the XML in the last build, but it is cool every once in a while to see us all using the same parts now and again. Moist Minnow is a small sea-doo capable of transporting both corners of your mouth to your ears, while at the same time pile driving you with full force into the ocean. Purchasing this would be super easy, cheap, and a fun way to get out and enjoy the ocean. While the Moist Minnow does not come with reverse, it is so light you can move it easily on your own. The fuel tank drains into the system pretty quick, so it suggests you fill it up before you head out. But it is very good on fuel. It also comes equipped with a tow rope around back for tubing. Manual, press 6 to start, WS to drive. Here's the H menu. Good to see. A couple missing links there, but that's fine. Max speed is 40 knots, 18 liters of fuel, one small battery, and a passenger capacity of 1. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll jump on the control handle here. Very easy. Let's go open up the H menu here. Again, start stop is 6. Go ahead and exit enter is 1. That's interesting. Okay, so that's interesting. All right, so 80 is rudder, WS is throttle. We have fuel and we have speed knots, so pretty good there, pretty simple. Let's go ahead and start driving. All right, so I like the overall look of this one. A little bit more bulbous here. Of course, it's using stock parts. It's not using XML, so you have that again. These are the parts we have. I know people will rebel against not using XML and oh my god, we don't have the parts. But again, the game has its own aesthetic, and this is part of the aesthetic. So I like I use XML myself sometimes, but it is cool when people can do a build without it as well. So. This one definitely has more maneuverability than the last one, which I like. Again, personal watercraft's kind of, fun little run around. Last one felt a little stiff to me. It's probably because Citrus was using just the small fin. This has the bigger fin on there, so much more maneuverable. This one I think would be a little bit more fun just because of its maneuverability. Definitely the handling on this one's better. I like the paint job on the last one, probably a little bit better than this one. This one has some nice accents, kind of for shading. I do like the paint job on the other one a little bit better, but this one definitely has better handling. This one feels a little bit more fun to use. It's a little bit, by being more maneuverable, you can imagine if you're going to use this on your ship and you wanted to come up and then crane this on your ship as kind of a little runabout, to go out to the beach, this would be much easier to come up and dock with your ship, especially if you have a little bit of weather on, a little bit of wind, a little bit of waves. So I do like the maneuverability on this. Real fun craft, real simple. I like that it does not use XML. Again, not necessary, but it is nice to see every once in a while. I think people feel like sometimes XML is a necessity, and it isn't. Again, it's build your own build it how you like it. And there are going to be certain, it's like any form of artwork. Some people, it's going to speak to some people and it's going to annoy other people. There's nothing wrong with having your own design language. So, really cool build, and thanks for sharing. And the next build is the Firefish Compact Fishing Boat. Alright, so nice little thumbnail here. So, some good branding on that. Some good pictures here showcasing the build by Dragon9. Instructions. Hey everybody, meet Firefish, my compact fishing boat for my challenge. Build Challenge Lima. Powered by a 4-cylinder modular diesel engine. Cruise up to 25 knots. Perfect for quick trips to fishing spots. Easy to handle. It's ideal for solo trips, offering reliability and simplicity in the water. Ready to catch some fish. Firefish is your go-to companion. Nice little picture here. Good to have a picture inside of the workshop page. I really like the specifications here. This is some cool workshop work here. 4-cylinder direct drive diesel, 349.5 within 0.5 of the weight limit. 60 liters of diesel, 70 kilometers range, 25 knots, $3,887 dues. WS is clutch, 80 steering, space is reset clutch push, 1 is start stop engine, 2 is reverse, 3 is a spotlight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the build. All right, so here we are with the Firefish. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from the outside here. So a little bit on the bigger side. Got definitely on the bigger side. A little bit getting away from personal watercraft, but still personal watercraft as it's one person. But it is starting to get on the big side here. All right, start the engine. All right, let's look. We get speed, knots, fuel, and liters. Let's go ahead and head out there. That's right around the 25. Alright, so this one is fishing themed. A little bit slower than the other ones. Again, it's a little bit bending. I would say the personal watercraft is one-person watercraft, but again, if you look at the examples I posted, we had wave runners, things like that, jet skis. That's kind of what we're looking for. A little bit pushing that on the Spirited Challenge there. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll zero it out. Okay, space, reset, clutch, push. Okay, it did it. It just was slow. Okay, good. All right. So, a little bit. Okay, it looks like it's all XML'd in there, so you can walk by. Maybe. It could just be the collision there. Fishing rod, you can go out and fish on the bow. So, cool little craft. It's kind of neat that it has a theme for fishing. That's cool. I like the wood decking on it there. Take a look at it from outside. A little bit of a steep bow here. I understand for aesthetic reasons, but we're losing a lot of buoyancy there because we have this really sloped bow. So I might square out that bow a little bit just to get a little bit more buoyancy in there. You know, do have the character standing there, but again, it would be kind of nice to probably balance that just a little bit, especially if you're going to be fishing from it. Let's go stand on the back, see how it floats back there. Yeah, so it could use a little bit of buoyancy in the bow. Get some nav lights on there, that's cool. But cool little fishing boat. Thanks, Sharon. And the next build is the Snapper personal watercraft. So like a little work on this thumbnail here. That always shows some effort there. We have the standard frame on there, no real branding, but good picture. Couple pictures here, a little bit light on the pictures compared to some of the other competitors. By Mr. CKiing. Small personal watercraft boat designed for high speed and good maneuverability. Specs 4-cylinder flat engine, max RPS 30, 16-liter fuel, top speed 55 knots. Weight 299, costs 4,899. WSAD, 1 starter and 2 is lights. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the build. All right, so let's look at the overall design. Very sporty. The windshield looks like it's a little bit just kind of stuck on there. I would kind of at least put some side facade or something on there. Windshield's definitely high. The way most windshields work IRL is the air will go up and it will continue to go over it. So, like, for example, in my motorcycle, I look over my windshield and I still don't get hit by any wind. So you don't need a windshield that goes way up over your head. I think it would look better with a little bit of a shorter windshield on there. A little bit floody in the back there. You know, it's kind of looking like a boat, like it's supposed to not have that filled. You know, like personal watercraft, you know, you expect the water to come up and over them. So it's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and start it up. Okay. So it says engine. It says 1. So this is not on the instructions. So I guess you have to do the key and then do 1 and then 2 is lights. Okay. See what it has on there for fins. Those fins are interesting to me. They must be essentially on-off fins. They must go all the way to 1 instantly. Gives a little bit of a funky handling. Maybe it's like one of those swamp boats that, you know, races the swamps, which is kind of neat. It is a neat little boat. It's nice. It handles well. You know, the instant steering's not my favorite. I would do a little bit more progressive. You know, it's kind of jerky, but, you know, it is kind of a fun little personal watercraft. But, yeah, I'd definitely drop that windshield. Like, the rest of the boat looks really good. If you put, like, a short windshield on there, I think it would look better. It looks a little goofy with having this enormous windshield on there. Yeah, I think you would do well to shorten that windshield. Just looks a little silly with that. Like, even with no windshield, I think it would look cool on this. Like, you know, wave runners and everything else don't even have a windshield, so I would even go no windshield or do a much shorter windshield or just do like some sort of, like, you could even do a hard windshield that's not transparent. I think that would be kind of cool. But cool little vessel, and thanks for sharing it. And the next build is the Halotech Dolphin PWC jet ski. So nice branded picture here. Get some good pics here. It's cool. Get a little bit of a digital screen. Created by GuardedHalo. Behold, Halotech's newest solution to endless fun and excitement, the Dolphin personal watercraft. The watercraft was dying to be a contender in my challenge. Lima, mass 210, cost 3,500. WS throttle, AD steering hotkeys 1, display scroll, 6 is engine on and off. Operating procedure after spawning the craft is recommended to top off the fuel in the tank, especially before long running times. The fuel port can be found on the hull's left side. Enter the control handle when ready to start the engine by pressing 6. Important, there is no reverse gear in this craft, same as IRL, so make sure that there is nothing directly in front of you when starting the engine. It should also be noted that when the engine is running, the craft will move forward slowly. That's interesting. You're good to go now. Have fun. Specifications, transmission, direct drive, no clutch, singular, constant gear ratio, forward only. Yeah, I understand why didn't put a clutch in there, but having it constantly attached is a little bit strange. We'll see how much it goes on its own. Engine naturally aspirated 3, max speed, or max RPS rather, 24, top speed 38 knots. Engine idle is 4. Engine cooling, seawater cooling loop, fuel capacity, 1 small prefab. Special features, engine auto kill in case the driver falls upward. That's a nice feature, a kill switch. Advanced stability system that leans into turns. Neat Lua display for engine data. Final notes. Check out my Discord server for challenges. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the build. So I like the paint job here. Looks like there's not any or a ton of XML. There might be some in there, I would say. But for the most part, it looks pretty stock, which is kind of cool. I like these little handles that are sticking on there. Look like those do look like XML cannon pieces. We have I like the paint scheme. Looks like a real Wave Runner personal watercraft, so I like that. Like the shape of it. Very good shape. You know, it looks it's nice and sleek. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and we will jump on board here. All right, so 80 is steering, WS throttle, 1 is display scroll, 6 is start stop. So that's a cool startup screen. I really like that there. All right, display scroll, let's go 1, RPS. We have fuel, temperature, RPS, knots there. Yeah, I don't really like the fact that it kind of goes on its own here. You can imagine, like, let's say I'm trying to put this on my ship. You know, I would want it to stop. So theoretically, I could come up and then try to shut off the engine. And it looks like it will stop. So that's not the worst thing in the world. But, of course, a clutch would be nice. But these are super tiny, so that's kind of be expected. That little bit of chicanery has to happen to fit everything in. So I do like the little bit of paint job on the back there, kind of the step-up deck plate. So that's kind of cool. Really cool on the back there. You can see the Dolphin. I missed that at first. That's cool. So let's start back up. All right, we'll watch the screen start again. It's a really cool screen on there. All right, switch to knots. I do like the leaning a lot. I think the leaning's really cool. Leans into the turns. I like it a lot. It really has the, it's really the whole package here. It has the look. It has the branding on it, which is cool. It leans into the turns. It has that cool display on there. You know, it's not overdone. I really like this paint job, kind of the different colors on there. You've got the different shades of gray. You've got the blue on there. Looks like some different blue in the back. That little bit of paint blocking on there. So, really cool build. I like the fact that it leans on the turns, makes it fun and interesting. You know, ideally it would be nice if when you let off the throttle, it didn't keep moving. But, again, I think that's a minor gripe. If you want to stop, shut it off. So I think that's a reasonable thing, is if you want to stop, just shut it off, and then you're good to go. Would be nice to see a rope anchor on there, just in the event that, for example, you want to load this onto a ship, but you could always use a mag-all. So really cool build, and I liked it a lot. Thanks for sharing. And here's the winner of the Build Challenge Lima. So this won both the points winner and Captain's favorite. And the winner is the Halotech Dolphin by GuardedHalo. So this build was really cool. This one had a really cool aesthetic. It definitely fits the spirit of a personal watercraft. It has a really cool paint scheme. I like that a lot. I really liked the Lua display. That showed a lot of effort and a lot of work. I really, really liked the handling of it. I liked how it leaned into the turn, so it felt very much like operating a real wave runner. I really like that leaning into the turn. So it has really good aesthetic elements. I like the paint blocks in the back, like all the paint on it, but it handled really, really well, and it was a lot of fun to use. Only downside of this, again, was that clutch that doesn't shut off from the engine. You know, a little bit weird that it will move with the clutch. Again, just as an operator, you could shut the engine off when you want to stop. So really cool build, GuardedHalo. You are the Build Challenge Lima winner, so and the next winner is up to you guys. So make sure you go on the Discord. You'll have 1 week to vote for your community favorite. So you guys vote for which one is your favorite build. Thank you to everybody who participated in the challenge. It was really fun checking out everybody's builds, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. And here I am with the winner. So this build win both this. Jesus Christ.